Hey guys, today I want to show you Open WebUI, which you can install on your machine and have a conversational interface just like ChatGPT, but everything runs on your computer. Or if you are working for a company, you can use that to install that at the company server farm and then have an internal ChatGPT with LLMs that can answer people's questions and the data stays at your place. So it's for the people that are kind of paranoid and don't want to share their data. That's a perfect thing. It's also cool for you if you want to build a project and you want to put this into your portfolio. So let's have a look. All right, here we are. That is the Open WebUI. And you already see that looks a lot like ChatGPT. You have your chats, you have notes, workspaces, you can create folders here. You can just ask on the top here, you can change the model that you're using. And for me, what I have basically set up here is I have Ollama running. So I installed Ollama and there I downloaded two models. I downloaded Mistral and Quen. And you can basically then select these models here. So let's just select Quen and say, hello, are you here? And sometimes it takes a second until Ollama gets started if you haven't used it for some time on your machine. And then it answers you. Yes, I'm here. So you could ask, can you tell me what data engineering is? And then it's going to find you the information and print you out the information. Right? Straightforward. You can select all the models that you have. So I also have Mistral here. Hey, Mistral, are you here? And then you see it uses Mistral latest. And because it's hosting the model, as I said, the first time always it takes a bit longer. Can you explain me too what data engineering is? Certainly. Okay. And as I said, that whole thing is completely hosted on your machine. No data is going out. Now see here you have your chats, so you can create a folder. My chats, my chat, and then boop, boop, move it in. Done. Exactly the same as with ChatGPT. People also use this, and this is really cool. People also use this to connect at work that to their LDAP system, where they then can get the users that are logged in. So if you're in one domain for the company, every user automatically gets their user here and they don't need to log in. System automatically understands who is who and everybody has their private space. It's amazing. Now there's something else I want to show you regarding the MCP servers we used last time. And that is this. You can actually create your own AI agents and then include them here. So here, what I have done is I have one model that is I call RAG MCP agent. Now let's just create a new chat for this. Let's ask a few questions. I have prepared some. So we can ask, for instance, here our RAG agent, what is Volt Edge? Basically, what is our project, right? That's going to tell us Volt Edge is an EV charging network operator. They own public charging stations where the big vehicles charge, right? Now we can ask here, how does the process, for instance, work? How does the process work? That's going to retrieve the right information. It's going to show it us to here, right? Account creation, charger installation, looking charger station, starting the charge, payment processing, monitoring and session management. So it's explaining this to us. So we can also ask, like, can customers pay with card directly on the terminal? And that's going to tell us. Come on, why is this so slow now? No, customers cannot pay with credit card directly on the terminal of the charging stations. Payment is handled through the Volt Edge mobility app or mobile app, right? We can also ask, what type of messages does a charging station send us? Based on the information retrieved from the knowledge base, two message types, real-time telemetry, and the session summary. And then we can ask, okay, what's the structure of a session? And what's the structure of a session summary message? Show it to me as a table. Boom, here it is. Actually, it wasn't really that nice of a table here, but yeah, I think you get the idea. Usually it does actually a really nice table. That's it. I mean, is that nice? That is nice. Now, how does this work? How can you do this? And this is really cool. I want to show you this because you can build this as well. How this basically works is we have our Open WebUI here, and then you have the LangChain agent, which is a reasoning agent, and then you have tools, for instance, the LLM and the RAG. And I showed you these in the video last week. I can put the video here. Here's the video linked. So the idea with this is the agent then decides what to do. Agent decides to call the RAG, gets the information from the vector store, and then feeds that to the LLM through Ollama, gets the answer, and then sends the information back to the WebUI. And you can make this connection directly here because with Fast API, you're just simulating a OpenAI interface. And then you can build the whole thing. One more thing, last time people asked me, Andreas, what is your system spec? I don't have that super big system. I have a CPU, a Ryzen 7 3700X 8-core processor from 6 years ago. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is almost full. I have a quite good graphics card, Titan RTX, but that is also, how old is that? 4 years already or something? So when we ask a question here, like what's our expansion strategy? Like you can see, does that go up a lot? Oh, Ollama, come on. A bit, right? It goes up a bit here. Here's the result. And it went up a bit on the CPU side. So on the CPU side, the GPU, 25% for this machine. And with that, don't worry, you can build this, especially if you're on a newer Mac, like the new Macs, the M4, M5. These things are brutal in terms of performance, a lot better than what I have here. And I think this is a really cool project to build for you if you want to build something. And also for in a company, you can really use this. Okay, so I hope you had fun. Let me know in the comments what you think, questions and so on. I'll be there, I'll answer everything, and then see you in the next video.